Karen saw me first. A flash of aggressive annoyance crossed her face. "I told you," she started, then froze. I hadn't said a word. I had simply raised a finger. My executives moved to my side, a silent, formidable wall. "You just insulted the foe." The bell above the door chimed, a sound I usually loved. It was the sound of possibility, of beauty being discovered. Today it was the opening bell for a test, and I was the subject. I had dressed down deliberately, jeans, a simple sweater, my hair pulled back. I wanted to see my store not through the eyes of its owner, but through the eyes of a woman who looked like me walking in off the street. I wasn't prepared for the lesson I was about to receive. Her name was Karen, my hand-picked manager. Her eyes, narrow and sharp, swept over me, and in their cold appraisal, I saw myself shrink. A flicker of disgust crossed her face, so quick I might have missed it if I weren't looking for it. "Excuse me, ma'am," she began, her voice a weapon wrapped in velvet condescension. "Our pieces start at $5,000. The pawn shop is 2 blocks down." The air crackled. Each word was a carefully aimed dart, meant to wound, to diminish. I held her gaze, my own voice a quiet counterpoint to her hostility. "I know exactly where I am." A smirk played on her lips, and she exchanged a look with Tom, another employee. He chuckled, a low, arrogant sound. "Of course," Karen said, her tone mocking. "But unless you're here to clean the glass, I suggest you leave before I call security." "She probably saw the window display and forgot her place," Tom added, his laughter joining hers. The sound was ugly in the beautiful space I had created. They always want what they can't afford. A cold knot formed in my stomach. I tightened my jaw, giving a single, silent nod. I turned and walked out, each step measured and slow. The humiliation was a physical heat on my skin, but beneath it, a different kind of fire began to burn, cold, clear, and purposeful. Once outside, I pulled out my phone. My hands were steady. "It's Monica," I said to my head of security. "Give me the live footage from the last 5 minutes. Every angle." The video arrived moments later. I watched them laughing, replaying my visit, their words more venomous without me there. "You think she even knows what diamonds are?" Karen's voice, sharp and cruel. "Yeah, fake ones on Instagram filters." The poison wasn't just on the surface, it ran deep. A black SUV slid to the curb. I had made a second call. I emerged from it a different woman. The jeans were gone, replaced by a tailored black suit that was its own kind of armor. My 2 senior executives, both seasoned and sharp, fell into step behind me. We walked back into the store. The bell chimed again. "Ender of this entire brand," I said. My voice was not loud, but it filled the sudden, ringing silence of the store. "I came here today to test how my staff treats real customers." Tom's face went slack with shock, his arrogance dissolving into stammering panic. "Wait, you're the CEO?" Karen's face was a mask of dawning horror. We didn't know." "That's the problem," I said, the words as cold and hard as the diamonds in their cases. I held out 2 sealed envelopes. Their hands trembled as they took them. Tom tore his open, his eyes widening in disbelief. Karen's gasp was a ragged, desperate sound. "You're firing me?" she whispered. "No," I said calmly. "I'm eliminating poison from my brand. I built this place so that women who look like me could walk in and feel worthy. You turned it into a den of discrimination." The other staff and the few customers stood as silent witnesses. I saw a young black girl watching, her eyes wide. She whispered something to her mother, and though I couldn't hear the words, I felt their meaning. I walked to the counter, my counter, and selected a delicate gold necklace. I knelt before the little girl. "Wear this," I told her softly, "to remember your worth." Her mother's eyes welled with tears. "She looks like me," the girl had whispered. In that moment, I knew this was about more than just a single incident. Karen and Tom shuffled out, stripped of their pride, their jobs, their power. I watched them go. "Post the footage," I told my assistant, who had been waiting discreetly by the door. "Let people see who we are and what we don't tolerate." I didn't need to shout. I didn't need to rage. I had built an empire on the belief that every woman deserves to feel radiant. My power wasn't in my voice, it was in my standards. And I had just raised them.